Okay, welcome back. We're on page 357 talking about the last command you need to learn, and that's the delete command. So the delete command is not at all complicated, right? I mean, basically it's just something like this, where you would say, delete from student, where student ID is equal to 99. Okay, by the way, is it considered an error if your where clause doesn't match? In other words, is this going to give me an error? No, it's just going to come up and say no rows affected. Okay, cool. Okay, so just like before, what happens if I forget to do the where clause? Yeah, I delete them all. That's not good. So deletes almost always happen with a where clause. Okay, now here's something that's kind of weird. So I hope you're taking notes, because I like things that are strange and weird. Modern databases rarely have you delete rows. Instead you would retire them. So for example, if a student graduates, we don't erase them from the system. We just mark them as inactive so they can continue to be in the system. So somebody comes back to us years later and say, well, how many students were in that course? If we deleted all the students, we'd say, well, it doesn't look like anyone was in that course. You go, how could that be? Well, I don't know. Because there were 30 people in the course, but they've long since gone. So instead of deleting, we need an alternate technique. So what we're going to do is we're going to alter the student table, and we're going to do some stuff. Okay. So here we go. You guys remember how we do this? So we do, alter table student. And then basically I want to add a column. Okay. So do I use the word column here? Column, and I'm going to call it, I want to call it active. And then the data type is going to be bit. And I want it not null. Okay. So, okay, it doesn't like the column thing. All right, that's fine. All right, you guys ready? What do you think is going to happen when we were modifying the table when it was empty, we had no issue with adding a not null column, because having no data is not the same as having a null in a column, okay? But now that we actually have data, and it says, oh man, we can't do that because you're adding a column to a table that already exists. Okay, so I'm going to have to do this in stages. The first stage is going to have to be do it with nulls. So that's first step. Okay, so this is going to add this. Boink. And then the second step is going to be to go in and add some data to it. So I just want to do an update, right? Update. So how does the update thing work? Is it update student set active equals 1? Do I want a where clause here? Actually, I don't. That's kind of rare, but okay. Let me run that. Boink. And then I'm going to undo what I did before. So I'm going to go in here and say alter table student. And then I'm going to say alter column active bit not null. So this actually took 3 steps to make this thing work. Okay, I had to create, because it had data in it, I had to do it with a null, and then do the update, and then go back and take the null out. So let's go see what our student stuff looks like now. I'm just going to do the normal thing. And ta-da! Both these students are active. Hooray! Okay, believe it or not, we've actually made it through this portion of the textbook. I made a stop here to kind of let your brain cool off a little bit, because we do have some extra things we need to talk about, but we can do that in another time. Okay, so that's the end of this video, and we'll see you again shortly in the rest of Chapter 7.